Welcome back, everybody, to This Is My Bourbon Podcast. I'm your host, Perry, and I'm on my own, again, still, because there is no co-host right now, and there won't be for the foreseeable future, if at all. I don't know. I haven't quite made up my mind, but we'll figure it out one way or another. But I am streaming on Twitch right now for this week's episode, just doing the recording portion of it, and potentially playing a little bit of backyard baseball after I get done, if I have enough time. I'm not entirely sure yet. It just depends on if I get through all of this in enough time. But it just came out on the Switch. Yes, I did just buy this new expensive hardware. And yes, the thing I've been playing the most over the past couple of days is backyard baseball from 1997. Don't get mad at me. But regardless, I'm just happy to see you. And I'm happy to let you know that you can support the show if you would like to do so by heading to patreon.com/mybourbonpodcast for as little as $1 a month. But for as little as $5 a month, there's bonus content that you can get every single daggum week. And Zopher on Twitch thought he meant that I was going to go into my backyard outside and play baseball. No, I'm going to play the video game backyard baseball on my Switch. But that is very funny, though. But yes, you can support the show on Patreon and get bonus content every single week. This week, on Mondays and Tuesdays is when you get the bonus content. Mondays, there's a bonus episode. Tuesdays, you get the pregame chats and early access to the podcast itself that normally comes out on Wednesdays. But this is an unedited, uncut, with bonus content that only Patreon subscribers get to hear. And I guess Twitch is going to get to hear a little bit of that this week as well. But usually it's just for Patreon. But I wanted to go live. Okay. I wanted to do it live, in the words of a man that we all know who he is. The whole point being, though, Twitch is awesome for this kind of thing, but I normally like to keep things behind the paywall for those supporters. They're a wonderful community. You also have access to our Discord. It's a Discord or a Patreon-only Discord. When you become a paid subscriber, you can follow for free if you want to over on Patreon, but the benefits really kick in when you are on the paid tiers. All that being said, though, we have a new Patreon subscriber that we'll talk about a little bit later on. We'll get there. In the meantime, though, in the words of a very angry man, yes, Zopher knows what I'm talking about here. I normally kick off episodes with a segment called Flying Blind. And as I said on last week's episode, Flying Blind changed a little bit because of the no co-host thing right now. So what I'm going to do at the moment is try a sample of something that has maybe been in my collection for a little while that I haven't had the chance to try and have been, just kind of skirting around. But I've been wanting to try. Or maybe I haven't had it in a while. I don't know. Is that how Flying Blind used to be? I think that's how I used to phrase it. Something we've never had before, or something we haven't had in a while. That's crazy. I just remembered that for the first time in literally years. Wow. So, I'm digging into my box back here. What's this? Oh! I haven't had this in a long time. This is another Tony Bag of Donuts sample. Tony, I'm only drinking your samples, apparently. But this is the Leopold Bros 3-chamber George Dickel collab, which is not focusing on the camera. 100 proof. I don't know why it's not focusing on the camera, but there it is. I told you what it was at the very least. There was another Tennessee whiskey in that box that I could have also had, but I just kind of grabbed this at random. So I know I've had this before. I don't remember what it was like, to be quite honest with you. So we'll see. We will certainly see together. Oh, I don't want that to be open. Sorry. Too many things, man. Too many things going on. Oh, that smells okay. Young. Very grainy, for sure. I mean, not exactly what I was hoping for initially. But also, to be fair, most of what I've had so far today, is, like during the Patreon stuff, has been slightly higher proof. So I don't even remember the age on this. So we'll see. Cheers, everybody. Yeah, I don't know about this one. Not what I'm looking for exactly. Old Leopold Bros 3-chamber George Dickel column rye collab. Start with the positive. Okay, it's easy to drink. I'm not feeling overwhelmed by any one like negative flavor or anything, but it definitely doesn't do anything that makes me particularly excited to go back for a second sip at any point. I will finish it. Taper to the needs improvement. It definitely does need improvement. I don't think that they ever did a second release of this either. Or at least I don't remember them doing a second release of this. It's kind of lemony, oddly enough. I wonder if this would do well in something like a paper plane or a Gold Rush. I bet actually it would do really well in a Gold Rush. I'm not saying like you know, whiskeys that I don't like need to be in a cocktail that immediately covers everything up, but it is what it is. I'm not blown away by this. Can it handle some water? It's 100 proof. I'd be worried, but I'll add a skosh. Just a teeny tiny little bit of water. I'm not confident that this is going to end well for anyone. I think I nuked it, honestly. It's certainly tampered down the youth. It brought out a lot more of the rye qualities. Actually, a little bit of water did a world of good for this. Surprisingly so. I'm not upset about it with like a few splashes of water. Yeah, that's crazy. Thank you for the suggestion there, Zofer. Not upset about that in the slightest with some water. What do you know? What do you know? I got to start doing that more with whiskeys that I'm not crazy about. Couldn't have been worse. That's true. That's very true. I'll tell y'all real quick what I've been drinking on before we get things moving right along. But a couple of days ago, this past Wednesday, was my anniversary, my 9-year anniversary to my lovely wife, Lucy. And we didn't go out to celebrate that evening. We're going out to dinner tomorrow night. But in the interim, there was what was called, and I talked about this on my stream last night, in celebration of Lexington's 250th anniversary, the big ass bourbon tasting in downtown Lexington. And it was interesting. I will say the least. Let me try to pull something up here so I can show you all at least a little bit of what it looked like. But this is an article that came out before it happened. But it was at a venue that's kind of like one of those all-in-one, like we've got bowling, we've got movies, and we've got like arcade games and things like that. But there were like 1,400 people there, almost 1,500. And it was very cool. Like we set a world record through it and everything. But the tasting itself, like the four bourbons that they had, Limestone Farms, Bespoken, which was a like double oaked bourbon, Maker's Mark 46, and RD1, and it was RD1's Amberana. So it was like it was different. It was different. It was certainly an interesting lineup, but I mean, I don't know. It was very cool to be a part of what was a world record. Yes, it was different and unique. It just was not like it wasn't my preferred way to have done like a bourbon tasting. And like even like from a wider viewpoint too, Amberana in and of itself is such a divisive flavor profile that I can't fully understand why that was something that they wanted to put into the lineup. Like that's not, and it's not even like like a slight against RD1. It's just like, why Amberana? It's so intense. It's such a different flavor from what you expect bourbon just to taste like. I don't know. Like I know that they've got a French oak finish in there and a double oak, but Amberana? I don't know. It didn't make a lot of sense to me. Anyway, so that was fun, but I also was like on the side having like, because it was an event space, they also had, their regular bars set up. So I was getting like Turkey 101 and Miller High Life, or not Miller High Life. They didn't have it. Miller Lite, because Turkey 101 and Miller High Life is my go-to like bar drink. But because there was no High Life, I was just getting Miller Lite. So it is what it is. I was able to kind of overlook it. And we eventually went to dinner at a pizza place, and I got a Bock beer, which was really, really nice. Just an absolutely delicious beer to kind of cap off the night. Got home, had a little nightcap of this. Where is it? just saw it. Oh, here it is. This straight from the barrel Blanton's, which it's not the exact date of our anniversary, of course, because we got married in 2016, but it was dumped on our anniversary in 2019. So every year I'd have a little bit of a pour, and in a couple of years it's going to be gone, unfortunately. But either way, it's a very good Blanton's pick. And then yesterday, before my stream, I ran over to. Oh yeah, it's close enough, and I really liked that. I have something, for that occasion. But yesterday, before my stream, I ran over to see Chad, my daily bourbon, and grab a couple bottles from him from Rare Character as well. One of which I'm going to be reviewing and talking about today, and comparing to the first batch of this newer release from these guys, from Rare Character, and I'm very excited about it. And just had a great time. Every chance that I get to go see Chad at Rare Character and get to try some of these barrels that he's got aging, some new product that he's working on. It's just a really, really wonderful time. I was talking to him and I was like, we just need to do this more often. And he agreed. And we said like every other week or every third week or something, if we can set it up, we're going to do that. And he always sends me home with some bottles too. None of which I can ever show on camera or talk about in any capacity because he would get in trouble. I can show like the back of labels. Like this is a KOA, right? But I can't show the actual label itself. And this one's an SBG, which seems like it's a fairly newer barrel code. But I like the new kind of more neon yellow wax. But he always also, for each of the limited releases, makes sure that I have a bottle to at least enjoy. Like it's not necessarily that I have to review all of them. Sometimes I like to review them just if there's a product that I particularly like. That's for personal enjoyment, kind of him to share. Oh yeah, for sure. Like there's things that, I just can't talk about in a lot of capacities. But this is so new that they haven't even announced it yet, but I got to try it yesterday. I haven't even opened my bottle yet. There was too much wax on it as well, as you can kind of see. But this is batch 5 of the Rare Character Limited release. It's going to be coming in at 119.52 proof, so almost 120 proof. It is very close to, and this is not just my assessment, this is also via Chad's tasting notes as well. It is extremely similar to a Four Roses product, especially in the LE range. Just absolutely phenomenal. I'll try to do tasting notes. I'll try to put out some kind of a review in the future. I don't want to review and I know that this is an episode where I'm literally, it's like they fumbled their grip while dipping the bottle in wax. Yeah, he called this the dick wax, which I think is so funny. I don't even think he coined that term or that phrase, but anyway, it is really funny too, though. Like it was really humid in the warehouse, so the labeling is completely messed up as well, which is awesome. What was I saying? Oh, what I was saying. I know that this is like an episode where I'm even reviewing a rare character product, but I don't want to review every rare character limited release. Like it just gets kind of redundant at some point. And not that like every product is going to be exactly the same, but also it sounds like I'm just going to be an only rare character podcast, which I'm not. I've got a lot more that I want to talk about and get to. So with that being said, though, let's move into a rare character review. And I will be comparing batch 2 of the Kentucky Straight Whiskey to batch 1, which I have very much enjoyed. And I'm going to go ahead and just pour up batch 2, do that review, talk about it, and then we'll move on to the comparison in a moment. But this is an $80 bottle of whiskey. It's not bourbon. It's made with Kentucky bourbon and Kentucky light whiskey. Everything, of course, is Kentucky made. This batch is 123.4 proof. It's got a very nice sailboat on it, the sunset. I really like this labeling with the orange wax and everything. I just think this is a really nice looking bottle. Let me see if I can rearrange some things. Is it even in the shot? No, barely. Doesn't matter. Anyway. It's very cinnamon forward on first notice. The very first thing I pay attention to is that it is very cinnamon forward. Almost into like the snickerdoodle realm, I would say. It's quite a sweet nose. Bit of baking spices as well. A fair amount of florality too, floralness. But overall, it's just really nice. It's really, really nice. Maybe a slight hint of ginger. If I had to say so. If I had to. Either way. Cheers, folks. What I love about, I think, this product, especially in comparison to some of the other limited release batches from Rare Character, and this is not a complaint about them, but it's definitely a highlight that I want to make about the Kentucky whiskey. It's a little more light. It's a little bouncier than the bourbon and the rye batches that have come out. And I think it feels a little bit more. This is maybe I'm feeling a little like placebo effecty in some ways. I hope not, but it does feel kind of like I could take this on vacation or even to the beach in some capacities. There's like an airiness to it that feels not quite refreshing, but definitely like I'm able to not feel very like bogged down by having multiple sips, multiple pours of this. Despite it being this kind of like full-bodied product, there's still a gentleness to it as well. It's very welcoming. It's very inviting. The mouthfeel is really nice, oily, very coating. There is a pretty dominant graham cracker note on the middle of the palate. Really just kind of s'moresy in general, with a hint of some citrus throughout as well. A little bit of cola too. I mean, just overall, it's a very buoyant and interesting product. But I'm such a fan in general of what this batch looks like. Even the finish is really nice. even the finish is great. I'll be honest with you. I'm not even upset with the finish. I would like for it to go into a little bit of a different place. Maybe it goes a little bit rosy, I think, more than anything. But it's definitely nice. It's not upsetting at the very least. But I'm a fan. Yeah. I'm gonna go ahead and review this, and just for Patreon and Twitch, will I be comparing the batch 2 to batch 1? So if you want to get that comparison, make sure you head to Patreon or catch the show live when I do stream the recording sessions on twitch.tv/mybourbonpod or at patreon.com/mybourbonpodcast. Either way, there's a great way for you to support the show. But regardless, it's exclusive content. Nose, palate, finish, and price is how things are reviewed here on This Is My Bourbon Podcast. Each category is out of 5, and the final score is out of 20. If you want to multiply by 5 and see what that's like out of 100, you can do that for yourself. I don't give a rat. Nose is so warm. It's so, like I said, I think the best way to like describe this whiskey is just bouncy, and the nose is the best place for that to like the best place for that to start, and it's such a good jumping off point, no pun intended. I'm gonna give it a 3.5 there. I think it's so inviting and such a refreshing take on the nose, or on a nose, especially from something from Rare Character. I'm gonna go with a 4 on the palate though. I'm almost leaning towards 4.5. I'm trying to reserve myself just because of how much I'm like fawning over this. Oh my god, it's so good. I'm screw it. I'm giving it a 4.5. I love it that much. I can't lie. Finish. I again would like for it to go to someplace a little bit different, but it's not like, it's not bad by any means. It's just not evolving too far away from the palate. I'm going to give it a 4 for sure. $80 at retail. I think you're probably going to see this closer to like $90. In most places, it's going to be much more expensive. More than likely, you're going to see this for something like $150. But at retail of like 80 to 90, I think this is a steal for this product. It's a 4 for me. I think it's, it could creep into being a little bit more expensive, for sure. but sitting at what's that? A 15.5? Wait, or is that a 16? 4.5, 4.4. Yeah, that's a 16, isn't it? Yeah. This is excellent. This definitely creeps up into like something that I would consider buying multiple bottles of. And if you see this, if this is something that you have like considered purchasing or is on your list and you see it at a really good price, please purchase it. I cannot recommend this enough. I think that the Kentucky whiskeys, Kentucky straight whiskeys, not bourbons, but the whiskeys. And I'm not, again, saying that the bourbons are bad from the Rare Character Limited release. But there's something special to me, at least, about these whiskeys. So check them out if you haven't already, and buy a bottle if you haven't done so. Folks, let me double check here, but I don't believe that we have any barrel rings. No barrel rings this week. But if you do want to participate in barrel rings, that's the segment of the show where you can call in, leave us a voicemail, or text us direct from your mobile device and leave us a message that I could read out or listen to here on the show. That number is 859-428-8253. You could text us right now if you're watching live and could do such a thing. Or you could call in. If you want to call in, 859-428-8253. Phone lines are open, and you could be on the show. I don't know. That's up to you. That's a fun way to incorporate Twitch into the live or into the recording. Go ahead, caller. You're on the line. But yeah, it's one of my favorite segments of the show that we've been doing for a few years. I don't have any high proof hot takes this week. I do have tips and bits though, which is going to be how we finish up our Twitch stream as well today, which is more Switch gaming. I'm using my phone to watch. Yeah. Don't worry about it. As I said earlier in the episode, I got a notification. I mean, yesterday morning, saying that Backyard Baseball 1997 was now available for the Switch, and I immediately went to the Switch Online store, and I bought it. And it's been the only game I've been able to play because I have so much nostalgia for Backyard Baseball. I've forgotten most of the mechanics of how to actually function in that game. I'm currently at a 500 season. I think, actually, you know what? I think I bumped up to like a 4-3 season with the kids on my team, which is hilarious. And the first few games, I was it was not looking good. Pablo Sanchez was not even my saving grace, even though he's supposed to be like the best player on the team. And we were struggling. We were struggling hard. But it's a game that like I again have so much nostalgia for. And so much of my video gaming is colored by nostalgia, and it's a big reason why I focus in on consoles like the Switch, because I'm so I have such a history with something like Nintendo games, or Nintendo consoles. Like that's just what I grew up playing. Um, Mario, Donkey Kong, Zelda games, those kinds of things. And then, on the rare occasion that I would go to PC gaming, it was things like backyard baseball. But I, for years, just have wanted to play that again, and then never had the opportunity or a good platform to play that on. And I didn't really want to emulate it either. And the fact that it was just kind of there on my Switch, I was perfectly happy to shell out $10 for it and play it again. I was very happy about that. It brought me a lot of joy. Anyway, maybe the broader tips and bits is I'm playing Borderlands 3 as we speak. I also want to play Yakuza 0 on Switch because it looks... I mean, I've always wanted to play the Yakuza games, and now that it's, again, something that is pretty easily accessible to me with something like Switch, I'm very excited for. I'm looking forward to it. But yeah, there's a lot that the Switch 2 brings to the table for me personally, at the very least, and I can't wait. I can't wait. But yeah, and I can't wait to stream some backyard baseball here in a few minutes once we get done with this episode. But before we do that, I got to let you know again that you can support the show by heading to patreon.com/mybourbonpodcast for as little as $1 a month. But for as little as $5 a month, you can get bonus content every single week. Mondays and Tuesdays are when the bonus content drops. Mondays, there's a bonus episode. Tuesdays, there's the pregame chats and early access with uncut, unfiltered, unedited versions of the podcast. We appreciate everybody who was over there doing that kind of stuff. We also have a brand new member of the Patreon community. They just joined while we were on our live stream last night. He goes by Shy Guy. His name is Devin, and we appreciate the crap out of him because he's not so shy anymore for coming out into the public, being a part not just of the Patreon community, but also being on our Discord as well, which you can too if you do become a part of the Patreon. You can join our Discord community as well. Just a wonderful way to interact with everybody who is a listener of the show and join in on some of the goofs and gaffs that we get into here with Tim Bip. You can also, if you want to, get some of your own apparel and merchandise at bourbonshop.threadless.com. I do all of the designing for the merchandise that is over there. It's not just shirts, it's phone cases, it's pillowcases, it's skateboards, it's stickers, it's any number of things. There's hats too, so many different things. bourbonshop.threadless.com. If you want to send me an email with your thoughts, your comments, your questions, this is mybourbonshop@gmail.com. You can also follow the show on all social media at mybourbonpod. That's basically everywhere at mybourbonpod. You can also send us any kind of mail that is non-harmful, preferably non-harmful, to P.O. Box 22609, Lexington, Kentucky 40522. That's P.O. Box 22609, Lexington, Kentucky 40522. And I'll check it out. If it's samples, if it's bottles, if it's just, framed Perry Pour artwork, I love mine. Yeah, it's there. Yeah, you get that too. That's the Threadless shop. What else? What all do I do here? I feel like I'm missing something. I don't know. I think I've kind of gotten most of it. But one of the more important things, of course, is leaving us a 5-star rating and review on your podcast app of choice. The one that we see the most often is the Apple Podcast app. I think we've gotten most of those people who listen to the show. But if you do, in fact, leave a rating and or review on the Apple Podcast app or your podcast app of choice, there's a very good chance that we will see it and we will read it out here on the show for you to listen back to, because we appreciate everybody who does such a thing. It means a lot. We appreciate you. And it also does boost us up in the algorithm somehow. I don't know how, but that's some kind of a thing. It doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me, but it does work in some way. So anyway, I think that about does it for this week's episode. I love you all. Thank you so much as always for your support. This has been a fun episode. I've gotten a lot of joy out of streaming on Twitch and hanging out with you guys. More Switch. Well, Switch and Twitch streaming to come, because I'm about to play some backyard baseball here in just a moment. Love you all. Take care. See you next time. Until then, I'm Perry, and this is my Bourbon Podcast.